by using styles. Styles will provide attributes which are used to make HTML more interactive responsive. Already HTML is having some attributes like align, like border, but they are not enough. We need styles. Styles can be defined in three ways. Styles are defined in three ways. We have three techniques. We have inline styles, we have embedded styles, we have inline, we have embedded styles, we have cascading style sheets. So external style sheets. So external style sheets, generally we call them as cascading style sheets. So styles can be applied in three ways. We have inline style, embedded style, and CSS. First we will see what is difference between them. What is inline, what is embedded, and what is external file. Then later we can start learning about the styles. First, inline style is nothing but, inline style means the styles are written for any element individually by using a style attribute. By using style attribute, we write the styles. Those are called inline styles. So that means inline styles will apply styles. They are used to apply the styles to every element. Individually, they are written inside that element. They are configured inside that element. For example, you see here, I am defining styles. Right. So here, we will configure and write the styles. So generally, I will keep a simple document. So HTML, head and title, inline styles. So in the body, suppose we have heading. So this is like HTML. I have another heading like CSS. So another heading like JavaScript. I want a good appearance. I want a good appearance for this HTML heading. We want to give an appearance for that particular heading. Then generally, how we can give the effects, how you can configure the effects for that heading. Let's see. Inline style means we can write inside the tag by using style attribute. Suppose I kept background color, so some red, and color, some white, like this. That means the styles are defined. The styles are defined inside the tag. What is advantage is these styles are applied immediately. Those styles are applied immediately. That means you can see now, you can see here, the styles are applied to that. But problem is they are not reusable. Suppose I want the same effect for JavaScript also. Then we have to write them again for JavaScript. So inline styles are not reusable. We cannot reuse them. That means I return the style here, and if I want the same style to another element, I have to write for that element also. So if you want only for specific element, then this is okay. If you want for any specific element, we don't want to reuse, then this is okay. We call this technique as inline styles. But if I want to reuse, then you cannot write like this. Then what we have to do is, we have to write embedded styles. We have to write embedded styles. Embedded means the styles are written by using a style element. By using a style element, we write the styles. Inside the page, we can write the styles in this way. That is embedded styles. Embedded styles. All these days we were using this embedded style. How to write embedded style? See, we have to find style by using the head section. I am writing style tag. Here we can write heading 1. What effects you want? I want background color some red. I want some color white. I want some text align center. What is advantage of this is it is reusable. It is reusable. You can see it is working for everyone. So if you want the styles to reuse across various locations, remember, so many concepts are there. Don't hurry in questions. Immediately you people will come, sir, how to do this, how to do that, how to do that. Listen to the concept till I finish. Then you will get answer for every question. How to apply for another one, how to apply for multiple. That is what you are going to learn actually. So no need to hurry into questions. Once you learn till the end of the topic, you will get clarity on every concept, because so many consequences are there. All your doubts will be reasonable, but that is what we are going to learn. So if we finish the concept properly, learning all of them, then all your doubts will be clarified. So first difference between inline style and embedded style. Inline styles are not reusable. Embedded styles reusable. We can reuse across any location. So that is the advantage. Now so many points are there here. What are the points is, first question here, some important questions are there. First question is, what is MIME type? What is MIME type? MIME type of styles. So it is very important to tell about the MIME type of styles. It's very important to tell about the MIME types of styles. It's very important to tell about the MIME type of styles. What is MIME type of styles is very important. So it is important to tell the browser that these belongs to CSS. So already MIME type means we learned in images concept. I told you we have a MIME type and extension. MIME type for styles is text/CSS. That is the MIME type. So we have to use this MIME type every time. That is very important. Without that also it is working, but always good to use the MIME type so that browsers are not confused. So when you write the styles, it's very important to tell MIME type. We have to use the attribute type. By using type, you can write text/CSS. This is MIME type. Without MIME type also, it is working fine, but it is always good to mention the MIME type so that browsers can easily understand that this contains CSS. So styles MIME type is very important. Second, another very important point is, so we have another option is, so what is media type? Media type for styles. Media type for styles. In interviews, they ask these questions. That's the reason you have to know that. MIME type for styles. MIME type is to tell the browser what kind of content it is. Is it CSS? Is it JavaScript type of content? Media type is also very important. Generally, media type is defined by using an attribute media. By using an attribute media. So media type means one problem generally you will get is, suppose, so we have some bus ticket. So bus or flight tickets are there. Now this bus ticket you booked online, and the ticket is visible on page, on screen. And on screen, when they are showing you bus ticket, they can give you some animations, they can give you some bright colors, logos, effects, so many. They will also give you a facility to print the ticket. Now the problem what you will see is, when you are watching on screen, several animations are there, several colors are there. But in your printer, so those animations cannot come on printing. Some colors may not come on printing, depending on what printer you are using. You are using a diskjet, inkjet, laserjet, or dot matrix, depending on different types of printers. So that means now the content should be designed. The content should be designed for two purposes. For screen, how it should look like. For printing, how it should look like. We can design like that. That means for screen, how it looks. For printing, how it looks. That means what you can do is, you can write here media, so screen. You can write media as screen. That means for screen, it will come like this. Okay. I will write another style tag. In this type, I will give as text/CSS media. I am giving as print. That means that is for printer. Now heading one, background color will be gray and color will be white, and text align will be sent left side. That is, in printing, I want to print like this. In printing, I want to print like this, or I don't want any background colors and all. So, or I want different background colors, your wish. In printing, it should display like this. On screen, it should display like this. So now I will run this in the page. You can observe that it is showing. So it is showing a red color background, red color center alignment. I will open printing options. Control P will open printer options. When I try to print this page, you can see that in the printer, its appearance different. In the printer, its appearance is different. That means its appearance is different. You see, when I select here, even color printing also in the printer. So it is going to display like this. That means its appearance is not same how it is. Its appearance is not same how it is on screen. In printing, you can put in a different style, and in appearance you can put in a different style. That means when you design styles, you can target. When you design styles, we can target for specific device. Is it for screen or is it for printer? You can decide. That is done by using media. So that means media type is nothing but allows to target effects. It allows to target effects for specific device like screen. That means media is equal to screen. or media is equal to print. So even media is equal to speech will be there. Speech is for audio. Online narrations will be there. Narrators will be there. So those narrators, how they have to read it. They will read and announce that. So how they have to read, that also you can change. So how to design for printer, how to design for screen, we have to change the effects. Generally we write different sets of effects. This you can do later also. So later I will show you. So how to handle later I will show you. So generally later we have a concept called media type. By using that media type also we can manage. I will show you that. So how we can use it. So when you add the styles, these two questions are very important. Especially when you add embedded. In embedded, you have to tell the MIME type. So that is done by using type. Type is equal to MIME type. You have to tell the media type. Is it for screen or is it for print? If you don't give media type, the same will be used for both print and screen. If you don't mention, everywhere it will be same. We can classify that. So that is another important. One more question here comes regularly is where to embed styles. Where to embed styles. So head section or body section. That is the question. So answer is, so it can work, styles can be embedded in both head and body section. Then what is difference between head and body section? When to put in head section, when to put in body section. Generally, we have to keep styles in head section when we want styles to load into memory and use later. That means we want to styles to load into memory and we will not use immediately. We will use later. We will load into memory, but we can use it later. Then head section. So body section. So when we want styles to load and apply. So immediately. So if you want to styles to load and apply immediately, not later, then we have to use body section. That means actually, suppose when we are writing styles here, I will remove that here. Okay. I will remove this media also. Okay. You can see now I am writing in head section. So it is working, head section working. I will remove from head section and I will put in the body section. In the body section, I am writing so green. I am changing the color. And in body section also it is working fine. So this style we want to apply immediately. Then generally what we do is we can keep in body section. But sometimes what we do is we write the styles with class names. So class is effects. Class name means I told you dot. Later we are going to learn all the selectors. So if I apply class, it is not applied immediately. It is loaded into memory. Whenever you want, you can bring it and you can apply for your headings. That means we have to use the class effects. Then it will apply. In this kind of situation, keep in head section. So styles can be in head section or styles can be in the body section. Styles in the head section is recommended. Styles in the head section is recommended when we are defining the styles and using later according to situation. Sometimes we apply effects for body, sometimes we apply effects for headings and all others so that we want to apply them immediately. As soon as page loads, we want that effect to apply. In that case, you can go with the body section. You can go with the body section. So where to keep the styles, it depends. Majority you will see people using styles in the head section because lot of classes IDs we use according to situation we want to apply. We don't want to apply immediately. But sometimes you will see people writing styles in body section also. That is the reason you have to know the reason why people write in body section, right? So while adding styles, these are all very important points. All this comes under embedded. But embedded is also having a problem. What is problem with embedded is, the problem with embedded is you return styles, but these will work only for this page. These will work only for this page. I have several pages. So generally in website, we will have several pages. And in every page, we want a different, we want same heading styles. So that means we want the same heading across several pages. Then the styles you return inside the page, embedded, they are not accessible to other pages. They are not accessible to other pages. That is problem with embedded. So what you can do is, you can maintain styles in a separate file. So remove from here. We can maintain styles in a separate file. We can maintain styles in a separate file. So we can keep the styles in a separate file so that we can access and use in different pages. So this technique is called as external file. We call this mechanism as CSS. So third technique is cascade style sheets. What is cascade style sheet? What is meant by cascading? Actually, cascading is a special type of arrangement. I will show you. That means it's a type of arrangement actually, cascading means. It is a special type of arrangement. I will show you that. For example, see, we opened Notepad, okay. We opened browser, okay. We opened Visual Studio. All these are kept opened, okay. I opened some calculator. Some programs are opened here. Some programs are opened here. Now what I am doing is, I will right click on my taskbar. We will right click on the taskbar. And after right click in the taskbar, you see, after right click in the taskbar, so you see there is an option here, cascade windows. So cascade word is a not new concept actually. We have cascade windows. There is an option. If I selected cascade windows, you can see that all the windows are arranged like this. It is a type of arrangement. What is the speciality of this type of arrangement is, currently I am working with calculator, but I can see what is there in the background also. That means from the foreground, we can access the contents of background. That means I can switch between that whenever I want. So that means it allows to see the contents in the background from the foreground. This mechanism is called cascading. This type of arrangement is called cascading. So cascade is a general English word actually. Now what is meant by cascade style sheet? That concept is very simple. Cascade style sheet means we generally design a style sheet. Style sheet usually have extension .css. In this style sheet, so we have a style sheet. In this style sheet, generally what we do is we write some effects. In that style sheet, we write some effects. Okay. Now we have different pages. We have different pages. Like, so we have the home page. So we have like some contact page or about page. So different pages are present. Now in what we can do is, so home, about, contact, some pages are there. Now this style sheet that we designed, this is the style sheet that we designed. This can be used, we can put as cascade. Cascade means it is in the background here. That means this home page will use that style sheet. It will use that style sheet. So it will cascade that style sheet here like this. What does that means? That in the foreground we have home page. So home, about, all these pages can cascade now. That means, so here you can see this page we are cascading like this. That means in the background style sheet is present. Styles are present, but they are used in the foreground. That means we can see through foreground. We can apply in the foreground. This type of arrangement is called cascading. We call this as cascading. And this style sheet can cascade for any page. For any page, it can cascade. So the advantage is you can use the same styles for all pages. That is what actually cascading. So we have to maintain a separate style sheet. So in our project, we can create a separate folder. Let's create a separate folder. So we will create a separate folder. Where is our file is present, form demo, here ml. We will create a separate folder called styles. We will keep a separate folder called styles. In that styles folder, we will add a new file. So file name is some headings.css. Style sheets will have the extension .css. Style sheets will have extension .css. I am giving the extension .css. Okay. This is .css. Now I will write the styles. I will write the styles in this style sheet. For heading 1, I want background color as blue. So I want the background color blue, and we want the color as white. So we want the text aligned to center. All such things we are configuring here. We are defining here, right? 1 second. Okay, so let's see. Right. So here we are configuring so styles in a separate style sheet. I defined the styles in a separate style sheet. Style sheets will have extension .css. Now this style sheet we have to link to our page. So we have to link to our page. That's not a new concept, you already know. How we can link the style sheet to the page? How we can link the style sheet to the page? That already we know. How we can link? What is the tag used to link a style sheet to our page? Already we linked, na? So we linked a font awesome. Font awesome is a style sheet. Yes, font awesome. We have all.css, right? How to link? We have to use link tag by using link tag. Yes, link relation is equal to style sheet. href is equal to dot slash. It is in a folder because our page is in separate folder and styles are present in styles folder. Heading.css. Now automatically the styles will be applied here. And whenever you are making change in the style sheet, suppose I changed background color to red, automatically that affects here. So whenever you are making change in the style sheet, it is going to affect here. The changes in the style sheet is going to affect here. So this is external style sheet. What is advantage is, if you want the same effects in another page, you have to just link that style sheet and you can use them. You don't need to write every time. So that is the advantage of external style sheet. But external style sheet have one problem. That is the reason you cannot ask like which one is best out of all the three. There is nothing like which one is best out of on. It depends on the situation and requirement. What is problem with external style sheet? External style sheet also have a problem. So what is problem with external style sheet? The problem with external style sheet is nothing but, if you use a separate style sheet, then number of requests for page will increase. That means, so you have one HTML page. You have one HTML page and one CSS file. Two files are present now. You have the CSS file. Now, when you are making a request from your computer, means from your browser, the request will go to HTML page and CSS. That means two requests will go. So one request is for HTML, second request is for CSS. Remember, if number of requests are more, then page load time will be more. That means page load time will increase. That is the reason unnecessarily you cannot use CSS, external style sheets. You cannot use external style sheets. So for example, see here, when I am running this, observe carefully, right click on and select inspect. That means it will open the debugger. Select inspect. It will open the debugger. Select inspect. It opens this debugger. You can see this is debugger. In this debugger, you can go to network category. You will find network category. Go to network category. In the network category, once you go to network category, now refresh this page. Once refresh this page. When I refresh the page, you can see form demo.html, heading.css. These two came. And observe carefully here, the load time it has taken 110 milliseconds. At the bottom you can see that. That means at the bottom you can see it shows the load time as 110 milliseconds. That means it has taken 110 milliseconds for loading that particular page. That means you can see at the bottom. So here it says load 110 milliseconds. 110 milliseconds. Now two requests are there. One request is for HTML. Second request is for CSS. This third one is our live server. So we don't need to count this live server. That is actually live server. Third one is. So you see here. So the requests here you can observe. It says 3 requests are there. So in the 3 requests, 2 related to our files. One is live server. So 2 requests and it taken 110 milliseconds. Observe the same concept now. It has taken 110 milliseconds. Okay, let's remove the style sheet. Okay, and write the same styles by using embed technique. By using embed, write the same effects. So same effects we are writing by using embed. By using embed technique, we are writing the same effects. Save. Now you see that in the browser, you can see that here when I refresh. So when we reload that here, you can see now generally when we reload, so several number of times you can observe general basic difference. You will see that when you reload, you can see now only 2 requests are there. That means only 1 request, and see the page load time 86 milliseconds. The page load time is 86 milliseconds. That means it will load faster. If number of requests are increased, then page load time will increase. Load time will increase. That is the reason unnecessarily we cannot use external file. Unnecessarily we cannot use external file. So it depends on situation. Only when you want your styles across several pages, when you want to use your styles across several pages, so then you can go with the concept of external files. But if you want only for one page, if you want only for one specific element, then you can go with embed technique or inline styles. So when you are configuring the styles, there are 3 techniques actually. So we have inline technique, we have embedded technique, we have external file. So the differences I explained. If you want for only one element, inline is good, but they are not reusable. If I want to reuse them, then embedded. But embedded is reusable only inside the page, not to other pages. Then we can maintain external files. These 3 are the techniques. Now, when you are linking the style sheets, 2 more important questions will be there in interviews. So 2 more important questions will be there in interviews. Actually, in interviews, the question regularly asked is, generally, the regular question in interview is, so what is CDN? CDN. Generally, CDN is used for both CSS and JavaScript also. CDN is nothing but actually we call as content delivery network. We call this as content delivery. So delivery network, content delivery network. Content delivery network means nothing but styles can be accessed from other servers. Currently, styles are present in our website, in our server. We can access from other servers. So that means what is advantage of accessing from other server means generally we can use the styles across several projects. In real time, what happens is in real time development in companies. So we are building several projects. We are building several projects. That means, so we have several projects. Means actually 3 websites we are building. So this is project A. So, and this is some project B. And this is some project C. Or 3 projects are there. Now, generally what we are doing is we are maintaining the styles. So folder here. And we have some .css file. This is designed for this project. Every project its own file system. Now it is accessible only to this project. But I want the same styles for different projects. Then in every project we need to copy them. That occupies space in the memory for every project. Then what we can do is we can keep these styles in a separate server. We will maintain a separate repository server. In this server location, we keep all the styles so that from here they can be delivered to all projects. That is why it is called content delivery network. Not only styles, you can keep images, you can keep script files, images, so files, scripts, everything you can keep here. That means if they are required across several projects, then you have to maintain here. So this is content delivery network. That means the styles are not present in our project. We are bringing from another location. What is good? What is bad? Good is nothing but this is called CDN. So what is good and what is bad is, good is it will save the space in your project. Bad is if server is not responding, then those styles will not work. And it will take some time to get response from the server. That means your page is loaded, but effects are not loaded. It is taking some time. Every time you have to connect with server. That means you need a connection with the server every time in order to use those effects. If that is missing, then automatically it is lost. That means those effects will not come. That is problem with CDN. So CDN means you can have styles from other website, from other server location. From there we can access and use. We can do that here also. Generally we can do that here also. For example, see, suppose in my computer we have IIS. This is IIS. On IIS we created websites. We learned about websites and all. In my IIS, I have a website called CDN. You see, I created a sample website CDN. In that website CDN, I have styles and I have some headings, some CSS file heading. It is present in some other website. If it is present in some other website and I want to access it, initially you can see this is effects. There are no effects here. So we don't have any effects for this content. We don't have effects here. Now see what I am doing here. I am creating a link. So relation is equal to style sheet. And I am accessing from href. A link href is equal to, so it is from other website. That means http://localhost/cdn/styles/ some heading.css. I am accessing from other website. And you can see that the styles from website are working fine. But it will take more time because it has to respond from other location. You see, when I go to network and when I refresh that, the styles have to come from other location and it will take more times. That means if first time, because it is already loaded currently, if it is loading for the first time, let's see, I will remove this link. Okay, I will run this now initially, and I am keeping in the inspect. So let's track the network, and here I will open that. Okay, currently one request is there, 92 milliseconds. I will put this link from another location. It has to get the effects from another location and use them. Then you can see at different occasions, you see it is now increased to 101 milliseconds. It is increased from 101 milliseconds depending on network. Sometimes if server is responding very slow, because that website may be stopped also. Sometimes that website may stop. That means you see on our server, this is the CDN website. This is the CDN website. This website is deleted or moved, or this is stopped. It is not responding immediately. Then obviously it will take some time to come. But these days we are working in a cloud-based technology, so that is not a big issue. In cloud-based technology, through network accessing files is not a big issue. It is easy now. That is the reason generally what we do is, so we use these CDNs regularly. So generally people have an habit of using CDN. You will observe CDN everywhere. Suppose you are using jQuery, or you are using Angular, or you are using React.js, anything, any technology, you want to use it in your project, then you need a library of them. Suppose I want some Angular.js. I want to use Angular.js in my project, then I want a library. Then when I go to download Angular.js, it will give you an option. It says that you can download or you can use CDN. They give a CDN here. They say that you can download our library or you can use from our server. You can copy that URL and paste it in your page. Font Awesome also same. When we used Font Awesome, Font Awesome actually we downloaded the Font Awesome. Instead of downloading Font Awesome, you can get it. You can get it from CDN also. That means you can get it from CDN. When you go to download here, so this is the Font Awesome download here. So you can also use the CDN concept of Font Awesome. That means you can Google, this is downloading. We are downloading the files. Instead of downloading, all the websites will support the concept of CDNs. But problem is, this is not one file. I need several files. Then every file CDN link, it gets from the response from the client. It will be difficult. So in Bootstrap and all, you will see that. I will show you how to handle that. But that is a problem. We cannot every time depend on that. Every time. Because CDN related so many online links will be there. Suppose I say Font Awesome. So Font Awesome, Awesome CDN. I search for Font Awesome CDN. You see cdnjs.com. It is a location where you will get CDN for several. This is the Font Awesome CDN. You can copy that CDN and you can use it. You can use it. So not only Font Awesome, here you can search for several CDNs. Like I want Angular CDN. And automatically it will get Angular CDN and it will use that Angular CDN. That means it will give you that CDN. You have to download and you can use it. So for every purpose, whatever the CDNs are there, they are present here. cdnjs.com, you can come here, you can search for the CDN and you can use it. So when working with CSS, you have to remember what is CDN. You have to know what is the concept of CDN. Another important question here is, what is minification? This is very important. That means in real-time projects, so when you are finally uploading the website and it is going live, you should not use these CSS files. That means we have a CSS file, heading.css. We should not use this file directly in our projects. This file is used for developing, designing. After designing, when we are finally publishing, we should not use this CSS file. Publishing means we are making it live. Then we should not use this file. Why? Because these files will occupy so much space in memory. And while publishing also, it takes more memory. You see here, I will open that headings file. This file, I will go and see the properties. In the properties, you can see that this file is occupying 78 bytes. This file is occupying 78 bytes. It is occupying 78 bytes. That means here the problem is one file. See how many lines code is present. Only 5 lines code, 78 bytes. Generally in real world projects, we will have thousands of lines. Then thousands of lines means it will go into MB now. 2 MB, 4 MB, 5 MB. So 5 MB file you are using in a project means it will take more time to load the contents. It will be heavy. So we have to compress the file. Compressing means not zip the file. Zip files cannot work. We have to reduce the logic. We have to reduce the logic and keep the functionality same. We have to minify the files. How to minify the file? Minifying means as much as possible, it will use all shortcuts for that and it will apply. As much as possible, it will use shortcuts and it will shrink the code. So how to minify? CSS, JavaScript, you have to minify. How to minify? Actually, for minifying, online softwares will be there. You can download or you can use online website like cssminifier.com. You can Google. When you Google CSS minifier, lot of websites will come. What you have to do is you have to put your original CSS code here. That means I will copy that original CSS code here and paste that original CSS code. Then click on minify button. Then you can see it will minify that into one line. Now you can download that file. So, or you can copy that minified code, come back to your project. Here, add a file in the styles. The file name headings.min.css. So that is minified and you paste the minified code here. So it is always recommended to use this minified file. Observe now in the browser, min file is there. Min is not extension. CSS is extension. Min is just a name given to tell that it is minified. Now see the space occupied by minified file. It will be 53 bytes. Actually, it was 73 bytes. Now it is 50. 20% of size adjusted. It will reduce the size of the file. This is very important. So now remember, you can use this minified file in the page. That means we can link. We have to use relation. So we link relation is equal to style sheet. So href is equal to, so we have styles in that minified file.css. So, and we link that, you can see the styles are working fine. So, but very important is in software development, you have to remember these two things. So minification is nothing but optimizing CSS files. You can optimize JavaScript files also. Several softwares are there, you can download them. For example, in my computer, I have a software called Smallify. You have softwares also. Suppose I have a software in my softwares, I have a software called Smallify. Smallify is used for minifying. So it is used for minifying. You see what I am doing is in our project, so that is a full stack application, web application. In that we have styles. In that minified file I will delete. It is deleted. And you can see in the project now minified file is not there. In the project that minified file is not there, that is deleted. Okay. Now you see it is empty. Now what I can do is I have a software separately. So I can open that software. What we can do is into that software, I can drag and drop that styles folder and click on minify button. When I click on minify button, it will automatically create a minified file. And you can see then minified file is created automatically. But the concept is same, code will be same. You see minified file code is same. But original code, minified code will be little change, but effects will be same. How it will change? It will change the color name to 4 characters, 5 characters. Because white, W-H-I-T-E, it is taking several characters. 5 characters, it is changed to 4 characters. It will reduce the number of lines. Now this minified file we can use in our page. So minification can be done in several ways. You can go to online, several websites will be there, copy your code, minify that, come back, create a minified file and use. But remember, developer is given with .css file, min.css file. As a developer, you have to use in designing. While designing website, you have to use .css. You have to use in publishing. Publishing means making it live. So we have to use in deploying. When making live, we have to use minified. Why we should not use minified file in designing? In designing, we should not use minified files because minified files are compressed files. If there is any error, if any error occurred, they cannot tell the location of error. They can tell that there is error, but they cannot tell the location of error. Due to that, so many problems will come. That is the reason. So developer cannot identify where the problem is. So while designing, use the original file. That means in software terminology, in designing, so we can simply say development and production. Two options will be there. In development, we will use .css. In production, we will use .min.css. Production means making it live. So while working with CSS, you have to know this point also, minification. So what is minification? What is content delivery network? These are very important. So this is various methods of writing the styles. So how styles are added into HTML. Now we have to learn how the styles are written. So how the styles are written, what is the syntax, how to apply backgrounds, margins, paddings, everything detailedly we will discuss now. That we will see in our next session, right? Monday we will continue with that. Monday we will learn about CSS selectors. What are the various selectors, how to use them, how to work with them. Monday we will see that, okay? And that assignment related content I will upload one more time by uncompressing all the files.